Today I'm going to be making some sea salt caramel M&M bars. We're going to go over the ingredients you need first. You need 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 3/4 cup granulated sugar, 1 cup of light brown sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and in that same bowl is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 1/4 cup of flour, which that's all-purpose flour. Then you need, it's 1 1/2 cups of your sea salt caramel baking truffles. And so basically you're gonna use this entire package. This is a 9-ounce package. You just plan on using all of it. 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and then 1 4-ounce M&M chocolate bar. You could pick whatever M&M's chocolate bar you want. They come in different flavors, so you could pick any flavor. I just picked the one with the regular milk chocolate and the minis. Okay, I melted my butter, or pretty much melted it. I got it really, really soft. And I'm gonna add that to my mixer. And then to this, you're going to add both sugars, your brown sugar and your regular sugar, and you're going to combine these. And you do that while your butter still is hot. So if you heat it up in the microwave to melt it, then you just go ahead and put it in here while it's still hot. Okay, so now you want to add your eggs one at a time. This time you want to add your vanilla. Okay, now this is your salt and your baking soda, and you're just going to add it to your flour, and you can kind of whisk it together like this, not a big deal. And you're going to add this little by little to your egg mixture. So I'm going to start off with some, and then I'll keep adding more. This is your cookie dough, and then to that you want to stir in your sea salt caramel baking truffles, and you could add any baking chips that you want. I chose the sea salt caramel because I don't recall, these were out last year, but I don't think we bought these. And so I wanted to try something different. But now they have all kinds of fun flavor chips. So you could buy any of those and just pick whatever you want. I tried one of these though. Just popped a couple in my mouth, and it is a darker chocolate, so you just need to know that these are not, they're not milk chocolate, they're not overly sweet. It's kind of it tastes like your typical Nestle Toll House like baking morsel, but it does have a sea salt caramel flavor in the center. So now you want to take half of this dough and put it, I used, we call this our lasagna pan. It's a 9 by 13 inch pan. I've lined it with parchment paper. I didn't grease it because normally stuff doesn't stick to the parchment paper. But you want to take half of your dough, and you want to press it into the bottom of this pan. And you can see I used my fancy clips just to hold my paper in place until I get my dough started. And so now I'll press this flat. So now you're going to take your can of sweetened condensed milk, and you're going to leave a little space around the edge, because you don't want a bunch of that running over the edge. So now you want to take your M&M's chocolate bar and open this up, and you're going to break it up and put it over the top. See how cute cute that is? So just put little squares of that everywhere. And now you take the remainder of your cookie dough and take it in your hands, and then you want to kind of crumble it over the top. To do is you want to take this whole pan, you don't have to cover it or anything, but just take the whole pan and put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. This has been in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, but when it's about 20 minutes into it, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to, at the end of the 30 minutes, you're going to take this out, put it into your 350 degree oven, and you are going to bake these for 30 to 35 minutes. I'm going to bake them for 32 minutes, and then we'll be back. So I left mine for 32 minutes, and this is how it looks. You are supposed to let it cool completely before you cut it into bars. So I would say, if I had to guess, it's gonna take a good hour for this to cool completely. I think,
resist the temptation.
Yeah, you have to resist the temptation. Kevin said that it looked like it would need marshmallows. And I told him, I said, yeah, it does kind of give off a s'mores type of vibe. But anyway, we're gonna let this cool and then we'll be back. It's been 45 minutes and this pan is still holding in the heat. It's still really hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pick this paper up and quickly move the whole thing over to a cooling rack. And I think it will cool quicker. We'll see if that helps. So, like I said, I'm gonna go quickly. There we go. And you see that it didn't stick or anything like that. So, as long as you use parchment paper, you don't need any spray. Now, if you use aluminum foil, you definitely need to use spray. But with just the parchment, you don't. So, I'm gonna leave it for another 15 minutes and we'll see if it cools off completely. Okay, it's been actually probably an hour and a half, but I'm going to cut these. I'm just gonna cut them into bars. Okay, we're gonna dive in. But now I will tell you, I've said this before in reviews, to me, a good bar, a bar is something that you should be able to pick up with your fingers and eat. This, you could not pick this up.
Oh, you could, it would be a little sticky.
It'd be sticky, yeah. I do really like the caramel chips.
Those are good.
The truffles, I like those. That adds a lot of flavor. And you can taste that caramel.
I'll tell you what adds a lot of that stickiness is that sweet condensed milk.
Mm-hmm. You need, in order to like these, you need to like an underdone cookie. Mm-hmm. Because that is what the texture of this is like. It is, especially with the sweet condensed milk, it gives it that underdone texture. So if you don't like that at all, if you like a crispy, completely done cookie, you will not want to do this recipe.
These will be mushy to you.
Yes.
I like the flavor. I like the flavor of the cookie. I like the flavor of the chips. I don't necessarily think you get the M&M part necessarily.
No, I don't think you...
It's more for just, you see them here and there, you know, throughout the piece.
I mean, of course you are going to get that candy bar, that milk chocolate flavor in there.
Right.
Because I can tell you, those chips are dark. Those truffles, those salted caramel truffles, those were actually a dark chocolate. So any milk chocolate, which I get a lot of milk chocolate flavor that you taste, that's the M&M. So you don't necessarily... You wouldn't necessarily know that it's M&M, but you know that there's milk chocolate in there.
And I get the little crispy candy coating too.
Yes, and I really like the pieces of the cookie crust that got done too. That's like firm.
It's a good recipe.
The only thing about these is you couldn't make them to like serve at a party. This is not the kind of bars that you're going to be able to lay on a tray for people
Not for a bunch
up.
of people that you don't know. But now if you were to have this for a dinner for your family, and they're going to, just like you would a pie, you know, your family comes in and digs up a piece of pie out of a pan, this would be fine with that kind of gathering.
Right, but this isn't one that you would
This is not one you put out for your coworkers.
Right.
Because you don't want them digging in a pan of these.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But the flavor is terrific.
They're very, very good.
It's very good.
I would definitely try this recipe out. And you could, what's neat about it is it's flexible enough where you could change things if you wanted to. If you didn't want to get the salted caramel, you could just do regular chocolate chips. You could put butterscotch chips in there. That'd be good.
You could choose any candy bar you wanted.
Yeah.
As long as it's something that you
mix all
can
kinds of
break
stuff.
apart, like a Snickers or Milky Way or...
Yeah, you could chop up a Snickers and put on there.
Yeah, a Kit Kat, anything. And think of all the flavors of Kit Kats they have now.
That's true.
You could even do Hershey's Kisses as long as you're willing to sit there and break them apart. Now, for me, that would be too time consuming.
Well, you can get the mini Kisses.
Yeah, oh yeah, you could do that.
It's
So, yeah, so there's just, yes,
Do you know what they
many
have?
ways.
The unwrapped candy bars, like Snickers.
They do in a bag.
And Kit Kats and all kinds of them.
You
You
could
can just take those and
totally
sprinkle them
do
on top.
that. Instead of getting a candy bar, you could totally get a bag of an unwrapped candy bar. Yeah.
Yeah, the little minis.
That's
the
a
little
great idea.
snack,
I love
little
that.
Pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
it's
a lot you can do with this.
infinitely variable recipe. To stick with the basic, like the cookies and stuff, but then change like the chips and stuff out with whatever sounds good to you, and it works really good. This is really good just the way it is.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.